Hi, this is Walker Kelly with Munday Scientific Instrument Service, and today I'm going to be going over a quick tutorial on how to use the Mosaic 3.1 camera software for your Microscope camera. So real quick, we're going to double click to launch, and it's going to take a moment to get loaded up here. Now, since we already have our camera plugged in and attached to a microscope, we actually have this one hooked up to a BX43, and this is just some tissue we have on a slide here, and I believe this is the 10x objective. So I just want to go over some of the basic features of the camera and some of the basic settings you need to be aware of. And then from there, we can go into a little more depth on some stuff later on. So to start off, you have your two main buttons, your capture and your stop. So your capture button is going to be used for just taking a photo. You just click, process it for a moment, and then it snaps. You see that new file just appeared down here. That was the photo we just took. This is your stop button. This stops the active live view and can also be used to stop a recording should you be recording. We have an auto exposure set. We tend to leave this because it automatically adjusts for brightness changes in the camera and tries to give you the best exposure for your image. But this can be adjusted. If you have a slightly older computer and you're noticing that your live view is a little laggy, like for instance when you move the slide on the stage, you're noticing a bit of lag before the image updates, you can actually go ahead and lower this resolution down. So this is the full resolution and this is the lower one. If you lower the resolution, it will speed up your frames per second, and it will make it easier for tracking along the slide and everything along those lines. But when you do capture, it will still capture at the full image quality. We have your standard presets and binning and everything like that. Here in adjustments, you can of course do your hue, saturation, brightness, contrast, and everything along those lines to tune your image to what you would like best. The auto white balance is set by default. We tend to find this works good if you have a LED-based microscope or are using a daylight blue filter. Otherwise, you will have to adjust this by using the area white balance. Hardware, not much to say in here. If you're annoyed by the little blinking light on the front of the camera, you can turn it off and it will take care of that. Acquisition is another big one you're going to want to use. So this is going to set a folder that you're going to be saving your pictures in. It gives you the file type along with the date code. This is all adjustable, and you can of course create a new folder and select where you want. It will show you the number of frames it's going to take. This is where you can set your image type. So you have, format your TIFF, PNG, JPEG. It's set to TIFF by default, and we tend to find people are fine with that. But depending on your publication application, you may want to change it. In the video recording section, you get your format and your auto stop, and AVI, MP4, WMA. You can do time lapses on this, so should you have a live specimen that you want to see develop over a certain number of time, you can set the intervals that you want the photos to be taken and set it to record, and it will go through and create either a time-lapse video or a set of still frames. Now, when you're doing your stacking and everything like that, we have the save to RAM and the save to disk. Now, if you have a newer computer with a lot of RAM, let's say over 16 gigabytes, you can save to RAM and it will go through and let you stack multiple images. But if you're getting an error where it's saying RAM full, RAM overflow, or anything like that, you can switch to save to disk. And this will it will slow down the camera acquisition a little bit. So you'll wait a couple of seconds before a photo is fully taken and saved, but it will stop that RAM error from happening. Over on this side of the screen, we've got just some digital controls. So this is your digital zoom. Now, of course, with any digital zoom, you are going to lose resolution when you do go in, but still a nice feature to have, especially when you're doing some higher magnification stuff. Over here is like your image flip. So if you're noticing that the image on the screen isn't the same as the one you see through the head, you can use these controls to adjust that. Now here in analysis, you'll notice that we have measurement tools and everything along those lines, and you can actually go through, and if you have a slide micrometer, you can put this on the stage and then calibrate for your objectives, and you can then do measurements live in the software. Up here is just your, frames per second. 17 is fairly normal. You want to be in about the 15 to 60 frames rate. That's pretty common. This is just the camera you have listed. If you have multiple cameras, you can select between them, but since we only have one hooked up, this is the 5 Pro. It's going to be what we see right now. Other than that, that's just kind of your basic info on the software and everything like that, and kind of help get you started. They have a lot of very helpful video tutorials on their website should you need to go in depth on anything else. And if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to give us a call. We're always happy to help. Once again, I've been Walker Kelly with Munday Scientific Instrument Service. You have a good day now. Bye.